All right, we live. Welcome everybody to the Goats and Goofs. Right now waiting on somebody, but we got me, Ruga, we got Pablo, and we got Killa. We got Billionaire Pop. What's up with y'all?
What up, though?
All right, nothing much. Not any major events coming on this weekend for combat sports, boxing, or MMA. But quick rundown of the fights for boxing coming up. Oh, there he goes right there.
All right, welcome guys to the Goods and Goofs show. Sorry for being a little bit late. Um, Here we have with us today. It's
We already
Killer
did that
K.
introduction.
Oh, we did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just go ahead, give us a rundown of the matches
Well,
coming
nigga,
up
fuck
tomorrow.
your introductions. All right, I'll tell you that much. Y'all couldn't wait on me.
Just
All
go
right,
ahead,
Good.
give
so
us a rundown of the matches on the weekend. That's what we're gonna do.
okay, yeah. So for our boxing matches, it's not really an exciting weekend for boxing. We have David Alvarez versus whoever this Mets guy is.
The Lion
Sonny
guy.
Edwards, Sonny Edwards versus Muhammad Wasim, Belonga, Steve Rose. That's probably the most entertaining one of the weekend. And then Blair Cobbs versus Rocha or whatever this dude name is. He's they were the co-main event. They just moved up to the main event because of Virgil Ortiz. He had some illness where he couldn't fight, so he didn't get cleared to fight. So they pulled him out. Now Blair Cobbs is he's gonna be the main event now. Something that he's been wanting for a long time. Malky, how do you think he shines this weekend and kind of like a star is born or what? What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm actually very interested in that fight, probably the most, because the other guy basically has the mentality of I'm not the opponent. So I think it's gonna be a exciting fight, and I think he's gonna shine. Everybody's gonna watch. I'm into
Real good. What about you?
Well, he was talking a lot of shit about Killer's best friend, Earl Spence. So everybody was talking about that for the past week and shit. And he pretty much drew attention to himself on that. And now that he's moved up to the main event, that's pretty good for him. But like Earl Spence said, he's a 33-year-old prospect. So you
that.
never heard of that.
I will hold on.
Uh,
I want to touch on that because you brought up a really interesting point. You said that, but I have to correct you because you said that it was Killer's friend, but it's actually Killer's best friend. So
that's what
a
I
little
said.
thing
His
you
best
guys
friend.
don't,
That's what he. That's
a little thing you guys don't know, don't know, guys, is Killer and Errol Spence, they were best friends. They went to prom together. They did everything together. They were on the football team.
Let Killer speak on that, man. Let him speak on that.
Go ahead, Killer. Sorry
that
about
nigga's
that.
the corner.
Hey, Prince is a coon, man, but it's all good. But no, yeah, Earl, that's EJ. That's my guy, man.
Oh, EJ.
So before he went off to DeSoto, he went to Cedar Hill for a minute, where I actually graduated. And so, yeah, man. I gotta honestly say I haven't talked to EJ in about like a year and a half, 2 years. But I'm really really cool with pretty much his whole team. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
wait, so you actually talked to him like 2 years ago?
yeah, yeah.
Oh well, tell him when I see him again, nigga, wow, whoop his ass. I'm not even about to get on the story of me and EJ because his ass, he's a goofy, bro. You a goofy. He can fight and he's a champ, but he's a goofy. All right.
He's a
It's something about those Dallas dudes, bro. Let me find out. Texas dudes is goofies.
Well, just
Dallas.
I will advise you to
careful.
proceed with caution, G,
Man, fuck Texas. Caution
before
that.
you end up
Hey, my boy,
before you end up on one knee. Like
like he
damn,
on
what's
the
that
West
nigga
Coast.
name? Damn, Sean Porter.
All right. Well, there's not a lot of stuff for the UFC either. We got the hype dude
Wait.
Patty Pimblett versus
Yeah, can y'all hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you. It's not a lot of stuff on UFC. We got Patty Pimblett versus Rodrigo Vargas, Volkov versus Aspinall. They're the main event, and then before that, we got Dan Hooker versus Arnold Allen. Dan Hooker, we all know, is like he's pretty much a journeyman at this point, or a gatekeeper, however most people say it. And then you got Arnold Allen, and he's pretty much he's been there for a while, so he's in that contender spot. So we got to
Um.
see how Arnold Allen plays out. Go
So
ahead.
if I was so as a if you guys are betting men, I mean obviously this Patty, I'm not even really gonna cover the logistics when it comes to the betting because I'm probably just gonna start off this card completely. But this Patty Pimlet dude, he has a lot of hype behind him. I mean, he looks like a 12-year-old girl from the UK, back in the 70s, like back from the 70s and shit.
Oh
But
yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
he's I mean he's okay. He's exciting. Like his last fight was very exciting. I think he might get knocked the fuck out because it's just whoever he punches with his chin in the air, and it's just a matter of time. But he does have a lot of hype behind him, so he should win this fight. I don't know the guy he's fighting, but he's a Mexican, and Mexicans are tough. So I would like to think that Mexican is
Most
gonna
Mexicans
fucking
are tough.
gonna give him a buzz cut. This Vulcan and Aspinall, Tom Aspinall is he's rising. He's very good. Vulcan is a veteran. I like to think Vulcan, but Tom Aspinall should be able to get the job done in a very close decision, guys. Remember, I'm saying that. Dan Hooker and Arlen Island. I'm very high on Arlen Island. So is Malky.
Yep.
Dan Hooker, he still has heart. I don't see this being in a finish, so I can see. Dan Hooker might fucking get his ass clipped. I would like to think it goes 3 rounds. I like to think it goes 3 rounds. So if you guys were betting, I would take that to go over or the distance at least because I can see Dan Hooker being a competitor in there against Arnold Allen. Not
I
a lot
want
of
to ask
exciting
you,
fights.
how do you think Edgar Berlanga versus Steve Rose goes? Like, how do you see that fight? I think that's the
The
only
yeah.
good
So the
boxing.
yeah. So yeah. Let's touch back on that because I didn't get to give my predictions. Ever Belonger, Steve Rose. Ever Belonger is a hype train. He's good. Don't get me wrong. He's really good. It's just he hasn't faced that level of competition. His last fight was his toughest fight, which is good for him. Hopefully, he learned from that. Steve Rose, I don't know much about him. I know he did decent against Triple G. I think Belonger steamrolls him in 2 rounds, to be honest with you. But you guys beg to differ with that. I know Malky does. Malky?
Yeah, I don't think Steve Rose going there and get destroyed. I do think though this fight will be Edgar's Belanga's overall best performance. Like I think people will see the skill in Belonga. He reminds me of Cotto early on, struggling a lot in fights. I think he's had enough opportunities at this level recently. Him not getting knocked out, I think it allow him to focus on his craft more, use his overall game. I think he wins pretty decisive, late stoppage or UB. This should be an interesting.
Okay. What do you think, Ruger?
I think Edgar Berlanga gonna wear him out. I don't see it going to stoppage though. I think it'd just be a one sided decision.
Oh wow.
I
Uh,
agree.
I don't think so.
yeah,
I think he knocks him the fuck out, bro. Steve Rose, he about to be rolling his ass on the floor. What about you, Killer?
No, I ain't got nothing on that.
Okay, cool. So the Blair Cobbs, just to touch back on Blair Cobbs and the Rocha, this is a fight he should win. He looked good against Brad Solomon, my boy, but then again, Brad Solomon is like 55 years old. Um, and it should. I mean, he should shine though. He definitely should shine. I actually know Blair Cobbs, so I mean, I want to see the best for him, but he is a corny
hold up.
goofball.
Quick question: who more corny, you or him?
That's
He's
pretty tough.
definitely whatever, that's funny. He's definitely corny, man. I feel like he took a lot of my shit, bro. I used to walk in the gym and
This
literally
is
like
sad.
I used to walk in the gym and as soon as I walk in there and be like, who's the meanest? Am I the prettiest? And he like I just noticed that there's a lot of shit. But then again, whatever, man. Like you can't be original.
This is
Anytime it's
he
cool.
mad he more corny
He
than him. This is
nah, I'm
sad.
not. He's corny, bro. He is a fucking cornball. Fucking, he's a cornball, bro.
He remind me of Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, just corny. I don't know who that
Black
is, but
Machito.
that's a fucking goddamn corny too. That name is corny. All right, so
I mean, you remind me
it
of him as well.
and Mike, you know who you remind me of? Yeah. Do you want to know, Mikey?
Nah, I'm
Yeah, I
good, bro.
thought so. Now, shut up. All right, so
Nah,
let's
you
let's move on. Just to sum up the boxing, it's not really exciting, but if you guys are diehard boxing fans, I mean, you guys would probably want to stick into the Blair Cobbs fight. I do think both of these guys are gonna throw down, and the Belonga fight too. That might be something to keep your eye on. Back to the UFC fans, that Patty Pimblington or whatever his name is, it should be exciting. I mean, you know, he's shown that he can make exciting fights. So, um, let's go into Jamal Charlo. Sorry. So he's just recently on Mike Tyson's Hot Boxing show. He did an interview with him, and he said a lot of controversial things. Ruger, you want to touch on it?
Well, basically, man, he was sounding super stupid on there. You know when somebody he's used to saying things to reporters and stuff, and when he got a real person in front of him that he can't use that same logic and terminology with, that's what happened to him. So basically, Mike Tyson gave him the opportunity on that large platform to pretty much say who call out whoever he wanted. Say whoever in the division, even if they're not in the division, call out anybody by name. You say whoever you want to fight, just call
Okay,
them
let's
out.
do this though. Which Charlo?
And
Let's kind of
it
Jamal,
was
talk about which
Jamal.
Charlo. So
Jamal,
this is the
Jamal.
Jamal.
middleweight one.
Yeah,
Well, they're
Okay,
both
so this is
pretty
the
much
middleweight
middleweight.
Charlo.
Just the 168 one.
This the undefeated one. The one that was supposed to fight
168,
Canelo.
160. The one
yeah.
that's not
Okay.
fighting at junior
Big Charlo.
middleweight.
Okay.
Yeah, big Charlie.
Big Char.
Jamal. So he gave him the opportunity, and then he told Mike Tyson, "Well, that's not how it works. This, we don't call people out anymore, but that's bullshit. We all know that. Most fighters they even get in the ring and call the dude out." And then he said one interview, he's his own boss, so he makes his own decisions. Yet when Mike Tyson brought that up, he's saying, "Well, we don't really have a choice. We don't. Just the promoters and the networks, bro. You're not making no sense. Either you're the boss or the worker." And the way I see it, PBC has a schedule already set, so they the boss, because
That
the
schedule
bosses make the
is trash.
schedules.
God,
If the boss makes the schedule and you just put in your time, you the worker, and that's just how it is. There's no argument about it. If I go to work and somebody got a schedule with my name on it, they the boss, obviously.
hmm no, I
So
agree.
he was just sounding goofy as hell the whole interview. He sounded like a punk. Uh, and it's crazy because we were just talking about it last week. How his little brother was yelling. He was talking shit about Canelo, telling him to fight his brother. It's like, why is Mel seeming like the one that's doing all the big talking and Maul just sitting back? Like, are they just one get one personality and the other one got a totally different one? Because that can't be, because they both talk a little bit of shit. It's just, why when you get on that big stage you freeze up? So I don't know. Y'all could speak on that. I didn't understand that. It was kind of dumb to me.
Killer, you got anything you want to say about this topic?
I mean, I really second everything Ruga said. I mean, I was just saying. I think it was funny how he refused to call out, who it was he wanted to fight, other than saying, "Oh yeah, I want to fight the best boxer, whoever it is, the best. That's who I want." But in the same breath, he was all, "Oh well, yeah, that's what the Charlo brothers are known for. We known for calling people out." And it's like, well. Hey, why are you not doing it? So, yeah, like Ruga said, he sounded like a bitch.
Yeah.
Point blank.
Yeah. I honestly think that. Honestly, I don't care about this whole calling out bullshit anymore. Like I mean, I understand what he means. Like you can call somebody out. That don't mean the fight gonna get made. I mean, it's a whole bunch of other logistics to making a fight. So
Well, see,
uh,
Tyson put it like this though. He was like, you know, back when I was on top, I would tell him, hey, I'm not doing anything unless I fight this person.
yeah, but it doesn't
'Cause
work
that's a
like that
boss.
anymore.
That's
But
a
it doesn't.
You
boss.
see what I'm saying?
No, but it doesn't work like that anymore. Like these fighters are bosses. They're just
Hold on, no,
like
no, 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 no. How does it not work like that? So you're
okay. So
saying
I'm
these
gonna
fighters are
explain.
bosses? What are they the boss of?
Well, no, they are bosses. They can't. It's no fighter that like Eddie.
What?
If Eddie Hearn was if AJ and Eddie Hearn, he can't. If AJ was to say I don't want to fight Tyson Fury, that fight does not happen. He can't make him. No promoter can make you fight somebody.
The
Now
problem.
the
Hold up,
thing
hold up,
is
hold up,
no
hold
no
up.
hold on. Now the thing is these guys are trusting their promoters, and these promoters are basically saying, "Hey, trust me, I know how it works. You don't need to fight AJ. I mean, you don't need to fight Tyson Fury. You can fight Dylan White or this guy and make this much money, and then we can build this fight to later." So these guys are really just trying to like invest in the business as far as much as I don't need to fight these top names right now.
Besides, I would say besides Anthony Joshua, Canelo, Tyson Fury, the promoters are the boss. Because we seen it even with Gary Russell. He
The
won all
promoters are
these fights and
the
he
boss.
can't get none of them.
But that's
So the
because he don't
promoter,
have a promoter. Gary Russell don't really have a
bro.
promoter, and
So he his own
Al
boss,
Heyman
right?
and them and Al Heyman don't really like nigga. Don't people don't
This is
fuck
what
with
I'm
Gary
trying to
Russell like
say.
that?
So like I'm saying, so he's his own boss, right? So Gary Russell is considered his own boss.
Okay, let's say that.
So he's trying to get all these fights, and Leo Santa Cruz is talking about, well, I'll fight him, but then, well, Al Heyman don't want to fight. So therefore, Al Heyman was Leo Santa Cruz's boss.
Well, it's not that Al Heyman don't want to fight. It doesn't make sense for guys like that to fight. Like
How
Devin
does it
Haney,
not make sense? He went and
like
fought
Devin
Javante
Haney,
Davis at a
bro.
higher weight and got
Devin
knocked
Haney,
out.
bro. Devin Haney, because Javante Davis, it made more sense, bro. Who the
No,
fuck
it
fights Gary?
didn't,
It did make
It
more
did
sense.
financially it made more sense,
bro.
but
It's for more belts.
And for financially, and if he was to beat Tank, then you're the lightweight champion, and you got all this hype now because you just beat one of the
Tank
most
didn't
hyped
have a
fighters.
belt.
Tank
He
had
already
a
dropped
belt.
the
What do you
belt.
mean?
He did.
He
He
had a
already dropped
belt,
the
but
belt.
it
He
was
dropped the
for a
belt.
belt. It was for a belt. What you
He
mean?
dropped the belt, bro.
Okay, even if he dropped the belt, he still beat the class of the division. Well,
It's
the
not
hype
no.
of the division
Bro, he would have. Only thing that was good for that fight was the money. But other than that, why would
and
you
the
be
hype.
chasing the money when you could chase the belts and then get the money?
It's chase the belts. Who
I
chased
mean
the
I
belt?
agree.
You want
It's
to chase
it's
the
no
money?
reason. It's no reason why that fight with Gary Russell shouldn't have happened. Meaning
It
It's
it
not
was a
still could
5 year
happen.
window,
okay. It's
but
not even
it was a
just the
five
Gary
year
Russell, bro.
window. It
It,
should have
it's
happened.
it's the fact that I'm trying to tell you, like these guys are still their boss. Like
I disagree with that.
Bro,
Charlo can
Javante
literally
said
pick whoever he
himself.
wants to fight. He can pick who he wants to fight. But the only
Who?
thing is,
Who?
Charlo, Charlo, Charlo can pick who he want to fight.
No,
But
he
the only
can't, bro.
thing is, yes, he
He
can, bro.
haven't.
Because I'm sure he can pick who he wants to fight. The
How
only
come he
thing
ain't
is
picking to fight
when you
Benavidez?
pick
Because Benavidez called him a bitch.
because the fight don't probably make sense. Like
What do you
both fighters
mean?
can't, bro.
Bro,
Both fighters
Canelo
can't come
told them
to an
he'll fight the
agreement.
winner.
Both fighters can't come to agreement, bro. So who's to say it's Charlo's fault or who's to say it's Benavidez's fault? We don't know because we don't know what contract was sent to them. This is all an
Like,
ego thing, bro, and that's one thing y'all not understanding is an
who's
ego
sending the
thing. Who wants to
contracts?
be who
Who's
wants to
sending the
be the A side
contracts?
and who wants to be the A side? Who wants to be the B side? If
You
they
said
both
you said they can't
undefeated,
make an agreement because they can't sign the contract. Who's sending the contracts? Let's break
well,
that
I
down.
heard they both sent contracts.
So they both
I
send
heard these
contracts
youngins.
to each other.
I don't know. That's what I heard. I know Benavidez sent the contract. I don't know if Charlo and them did or not. Now, as
Benavidez
far as
didn't
I'm
send a
sure that
fucking
fight,
contract.
yeah. Well,
The
he
promoter
signed a
sent the
verbal contract.
contract.
Okay, it's the same shit. He's the one that gotta list his demands in the contract, so he has to authorize the contract before it's sent.
Yeah, he pretty much signed his end of the contract and then he
Where
sends
the
it
hell is
over.
Killer?
He just dropped out. He'll probably join right back. But like I'm saying, bro, they're not their own boss, man.
Yeah, I don't
If they
think
was their
Martin.
own boss, they would be able to get in the same room. Just like Earl Spence keeps saying he don't do the thing, he can't get the fight with Crawford because of with all that
Yeah,
bullshit.
if it
It's not
ultimately
their own
comes
boss.
down to if it comes down to politics, you're not your own boss. Guys like Anthony Joshua and Canelo
That doesn't make
fight.
sense.
Nah, because
That
all I'm
do make
saying,
sense.
it does. Guys like
The,
Floyd, Canelo, AJ, bro, politics don't really come in the way. Like the politics came in the way with Floyd and Pacquiao, based on you could argue both of them being more so divas. But ultimately, once they stopped, it was easy to make. While Charlo and Benavidez, a promoter could say, man, the money not per se really here. We not trying to probably do this. We got to see the interest in the fans. Like, they're not their own boss, bro, because a lot more fights would happen. Now, I agree.
They
Al
are
Heyman
their
can
own
buy
boss.
them.
I don't get how y'all
you
feel
want to
His,
know
like
why they not their own boss? Listen,
Al Heyman can't tell you that Charlo, you gotta fight freaking I don't know,
I'm about
Jared
to
Hurd.
I'm about
You
to I'm
Jamal
gotta
about to
fight
give you
him
an
Charlo
in hell.
example.
also can't. Jamal Charlo also can't tell him, "Hey, Al Heyman, I don't care what you saying. I got Caleb Plant." And if Caleb Plant said,
Yes,
"All
he
right, this is what
can.
it is,"
Well, see, that's what
Yes, they
Tyson was saying.
can.
Tyson is saying
Yes,
you
they
can't. It's
can.
telling him he can do that.
You can do
here's the
that.
problem.
You can do that.
Because
He can
Because
literally
Mike
say
Tyson
that
was a
he can
boss.
what's
Mike Tyson,
no. What I'm about to tell you what's about to happen.
I disagree with
If
stuff that
Charlo
Mike Tyson
I
said
got
in
a
that interview.
perfect example of a fighter, two fighters wanting to fight each other and the promoter saying no. Terrence
okay,
Crawford
who?
and Manny Pacquiao, and Bob Arum said he was not going to make that fight because he doesn't want Manny Pacquiao to get seriously hurt.
He
Bob
never
Arum
said
stopped
that.
that fight. I swear to God he said it. I can show you the
No, he never
interview.
said that. No,
I
no,
swear
I
to God
remember
he
that.
said
He
that
never said
out
that
his
Pacquiao would
own
get
mouth. I
seriously
seen
hurt.
him say it with
He
his
said that
own mouth.
no. What he said was this. He said that fight doesn't make sense right now because Terrence Crawford isn't like
No,
that's a high
Terrence,
risk, low reward. He would
no,
want to promote that fight because he promoting both of them. So if you beat
bro.
Manny
I
Pacquiao,
swear
now
to
you
God,
got a
he said he
superstar.
didn't want Manny Pacquiao
Manny get
getting
hurt. Get
killed.
the fuck. Oh,
I
get
swear to
the
God,
fuck
he
out
said
of
this shit.
here.
All right, bro, I'm
He
about to send
never
it to you.
said that shit,
I
bro.
swear
He
to
never
God.
said that shit, bro.
All right, I'm about to
He
send you this
never.
shit because you don't know what you're talking about.
No, he never said that shit. What? Who the fuck says that he don't want Manny Pacquiao to get killed? But
That's
then
what
you
Bob
want
Arum
that to,
said out his own fucking mouth.
man. Bob Arum didn't say that shit,
I
bro.
swear.
I don't.
Watch this when you see the interview.
He didn't say it. But look, it doesn't even matter. So back on this, Malky. Back on this.
Dun.
Listen, 3 years ago, Fight Hub TV, Bob Arum admits he killed the Pacquiao Crawford fight.
Yeah, I don't think
That I mean, he said
I,
he
I'm
got
about.
killed.
He
I
said
think
he killed the Pacquiao Crawford fight. He stopped it three
He
years
killed.
ago. Fight
He
Hub
killed the
TV. I'm
rumors.
about to send it.
I no, I agree. He did kill the rumors because it didn't make
No,
sense at the
he
time.
stopped the fight from happening. They both
but
wanted to
here's the
fight.
problem, bro.
Bro, he
How
said
the
he wasn't gonna make that fight because he didn't want to
well
make
at
the
this
fight
Manny
at
point,
that time.
Pacquiao responds to Bob Arum saying he protected him from Crawford.
then does
Like, what do
this
you want? There's nothing more you can say.
hey, so if that's the case, does this solidifies that none of these fighters is more popping than they claim to be? Because how this is what I'm saying. How none of these fights make sense. Like, bro,
No, it was. I guess he's looking at it from a standpoint as I want to build Crawford into this big thing, and it's like Manny, like I'm still trying to make money out of you, so it's just like why kill that right now? Let's just have our cake and eat it too, right? Now, as far now, and I do agree, he did stop that fight from happening. But Manny Pacquiao would have came to him and been like, I'm not fighting nobody else but Crawford. He could have got that fight if he wanted it.
yeah, because Manny Pacquiao, this is what I'm saying. That's why I said earlier. I feel like if you're not that AJ or that cream of the crop caliber fighter, you really not your own boss. Now they can't force you to do anything, but at the same time, if
You'll
they
get
feel like
stalled
it
out.
doesn't make money, you do get stalled out, and son, nothing great really happens from that.
And Manny
Well,
Pacquiao, you got to think
well,
Manny
well. I
Pacquiao
see
don't
what you
need
mean from
Crawford,
up
so
and
he can
coming
move on.
fighters, like from up and coming fighters. Like
No,
I
the
see what you mean.
elite fight,
I see.
bro.
No, but no, not
Charlo
no
hasn't
fucking
gotten
Errol
one fight
Spence.
that he won it yet, bro.
Not no Errol Spence. Errol
Charlo
Spence is a
hasn't gotten,
star.
yeah, Earl Spence is a star, but Charlo hasn't gotten one fight that he won it yet, as well as a few other fighters.
Because Charlo probably doesn't like Charlo don't strike me as if he really wants a fight. Like he's not calling out, oh, I really want to fight this dude, or I really want to fight
I
this
agree
dude.
with you on that because he had the chance
I
to
agree.
call out
Apart
anybody and he
from
ain't say shit.
Canelo,
he's not doing that. He's basically like, hey, Bob Arum, I mean, hey, Al Heyman, whoever you match me up, I'll fight him. Like if it makes sense, it makes sense. Boom.
Yeah, he went the
yeah,
easy paycheck.
it does seem Canelo or bust. It's just also seems like the money isn't there for PBC, and because these fighters could get money, like I agree with a lot of what Tyson said. I'm not about to justify Charlo's
You
actions.
know,
Like
you know who was a star that got the fights he wanted? Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner told him, "I want this fight. I ain't fighting nobody else till you give me this fight."
Exactly, because he's his own, but he's his boss, and he wasn't
But
even
he was a
big.
little bit different from these wrestling
Nah,
fighters because
bro,
he was so popular.
no.
Adrian
What
Broner was
happened was
popular.
he
no,
He
was
showed
more
every
money on
fight.
no.
TV to
Hold on,
be
I'm about to
fair than
explain to
both
you what
Charlo.
happens. I'm about to explain to you what happens. What happens is this: he goes to his promoter and says, "I want this fight," and his promoter will advise him, "Hey, champ, I think you should take this one. Like, I don't think we should go this route." Kind of like
Yeah.
lawyers, kind of like agents and all this shit. But at the end of the day, it's just like, no, I want this fight. Fuck what you talking about. Get me this fight. If Charlo or most of these boxers in their position, if they do that, they can get the fight. But these guys are listening to their promoters and basically like, you know what? All right, that's cool. We don't need a fight. We don't need to fight Caleb Plant right now. I'll fight two no names, make $2 million
You know what's
each for
crazy?
fighting no names, and then
What
if Caleb
about
Plant's still
Demetrius
around, then we do it.
Andrade? What about Demetrius Andrade?
Nobody
Because
cares
we
about Demetrius Andrade.
you see how no. We're not gonna just rub it off the table because we seen him
I'm
go
gonna be
to the
honest with you.
promoters.
They don't really care about a good
They
portion
don't
of these
care
fights.
about Andre.
They don't
So
care
I
about
do
none of
agree with
these
you.
niggas. But that's my whole
I do
point.
agree with you. I do agree with you when it comes to it's all about having leverage. Demetrius Andres has no leverage at all. He can't go in there and be like, "Bro, give me Canelo, or I'll never fight again." Young as it
That's
was,
what
like,
that's what
okay,
that's what how Broner was talking. But they had to listen to Broner because Broner
because he got
was
leverage. Charlo got
yeah.
leverage. If Charlo was to say, "I'll never fight
Charlo
again,"
ain't got
they would
leverage
get
like
him that.
that.
Yes, he do. He got leverage.
No, he got
He
court
definitely got
leverage.
leverage.
He could take them to court. That's
To a
about it.
certain to a certain degree, bro, for fighters, these fighters don't call their shots because if that was the case, we wouldn't have so many fighters not have fights.
Dude, Charlo
Like
even got a
these
belt?
fighters,
Hell no.
bro,
You don't
literally,
have fight. These fighters got fight.
if you literally the cream of the one of these fighters not even active today, and then when they
Mhm.
are, they're not fighting the fight that they want. Now I do agree that Charlo has been, I don't want to say scary, but I think both Charlos always stated that they don't want to fight past 33. They actually nearing that age. And I do get the vibe that Charlo wants the safest journey to a Canelo fight without actually risking a long-term injury. So I
But
do
who
like when
doesn't?
Tyson.
But hold on, no. To piggyback on what you said, Malky, who doesn't want that? You have one chance to get a Canelo sweepstakes, and you mean to tell me that you would try to like if your promoter says, "Okay, I'm gonna put you in," you like I'll put you. You got to fight 2 times before you get Canelo. You go in there with dudes
You
that
see
can
how you just
potentially
said the
beat you.
promoter talk to him? You got to before I give
No,
you this. That's a boss.
no. I didn't say you got to, but I'm saying a promoter would say that. All right, let's say that I'm gonna give you either one fight or 2 fights before Canelo, um, and they giving you
That's a
tough
boss.
fights. Tough fights. It's just like that can offset You're
It's
fucking
a
what's name?
boss.
Look at no, because Andre Ward came off of retirement and fought two nobodies. I never even heard of an
Andre
Elton
Ward
Brand
wanted to.
or
He
whatever.
said that. He said he wanted
Elton
two
Brand or
tune-ups.
whatever his name was,
He
and then he
wanted the
fought
tune
good
up because he was
fighters.
inactive.
He fought
Elton
Not
two
only
Brand.
that,
tune-ups.
he moved up in weight. He
He
moved
fought
up in
two
weight.
tune-ups. He fought
He
two
fought
tune-ups.
Sullivan Pereira, and he
He
fought that
fought
big
two
ass
tune-ups.
white boy.
Yeah, he
But
fought
he
two tune-ups. And at the
it was
end of
a
the day, that's what happens. He's his boss, bro. I'm telling
no,
you,
but
these
it was
fighters taught
But
us
but,
up.
Andre
but
Ward
it was
wanted that. That's the
100%
difference.
finalized. He was fighting Kovalev though. Even in those two tune-ups, it was official he was fighting Kovalev.
That's
Especially
exactly, and he called the shot. Hey, look, I'll fight Kovalev. Just give me 2 fights.
no, the
And
question
not
was
only that, the fight, one
both
of the fights
sides
was at
agreed.
catchweight.
But you got to remember though, Canelo sweepstake is up to Canelo. It's not up to Charlo.
And
He'll fight
Canelo
Canelo.
said he will fight the winner
I'm
of
gonna be honest
Benavidez
though.
Charlo.
Canelo
Exactly.
said
So them niggas, they need a fight. Him and Benavidez need a fight.
no, they
So if
do. That's why I said I do agree with what
And
Tyson
they
said on
will
that.
fight. I'm sure they will probably fight their next fight, bro. They got 2 fights in front of them right now. Well, they each got a fight in
man,
front of
them
them.
niggas ain't gonna
They
fight for
win.
another 2
They
years.
win. No, and they gonna fight again. Like Canelo literally said that. Look, I'm busy. I got 2 fights. So y'all fight
That's
each other. There's no
bullshit,
rush.
nigga. He told them
There's no
niggas, "Hold
rush.
on, motherfucker, I'm
Yeah,
busy."
that's
Like a
exactly. Yeah,
kid,
that's
nigga.
cool. But at the end of the day, Canelo is the boss.
Canelo maneuvers like a boss, knows what I'm saying. Like a lot like Charlo.
Because he has the leverage. Charlo don't got the leverage that Canelo got.
So
If
based on
Charlo
what you're
had it,
saying, so none of these fighters really have leverage. Because
no,
of
they got
Canelo,
leverage, but they don't got Canelo leverage.
they don't have balls leverage.
I mean,
You
I
can
give you
tell
that,
because I'm
but
like
it's still a
son,
boss. It's still some forms of a boss. They might not got CEO of Tesla. They might not got that type of leverage, but they got
they ain't
like
chairman either.
fact they got fax machine.
Nigga, them niggas
I'm the
is
manager of
production
my
lead
paper company.
supervisors.
Man, they the
Yeah, no,
employee.
I'm the man.
If,
No, I'm the manager of my paper company, so I'm gonna decide not to. So they got that type of leverage, but at the end of the day, it's still so what? Who cares? He's still a boss.
They got Dwight from
he's not a
the
boss because
Office.
he's not got he's inactive and he's not fighting none of the
They
fights.
Dwight from the Office,
He's
hard
an
worker.
employee.
He's not an employee, and you wouldn't say that in Charlo's face because he'll fucking
I would say it, bro.
he'll
What the
punch
fuck?
you in the stomach,
The,
Malky,
nigga, he
and
ain't gonna do
fucking jelly
nothing.
beans
That
and
nigga
gummy
gonna say,
bears,
"I need to go
and
talk
gummy
to
bears will come out
promoters."
your ass.
Ain't
Gummy bears
nobody
and jelly
physically
beans will come
going
out
into
your
those
ass. All
rings
right,
without
so
anything happening.
Let me see that belly roll.
right, you hit him, Killer.
Charlie ain't gonna do nothing.
All right, so so enough with the hot boxing. That's a bar. Back to okay, so I think this to end this conversation. I think that Charlo and Benavidez will fight after they fight this fight. I think both the guys are gonna fight each other because both guys want Canelo. So
I agree.
I do think those guys fight. I do think it should be a good fight. I think Charlo kind of beats Benavidez pretty easy, in my opinion. But
I mean, I hope he's whooped in the meetings, bro.
yeah.
God.
So to finish that, so our next topic. Actually, let's
I ain't gonna lie, no. I want Benavidez beat the shit out of Charlo because he's the only one seeming like he called out Caleb Plant, he called out Charlo, he called out Canelo. I want
I'm
niggas
not.
that's calling
I will
niggas
say
out.
that I'm not a Benavidez
He has been
fan,
called. He has been
but
calling
he
niggas out.
definitely gives me. I'll fight every person with gloves live.
Yeah, so I like those type of fighters. That's who I choose to win. That's who I want to win.
You ain't show Mike Collin that love. It's like, nah.
I told y'all fuck with Mike Conley. It's just this nigga. The
Didn't you say
inactivity
you?
fucked him up.
Didn't you
I
say
did
you
say he was
fight?
gonna be
You said
something.
no, but you say he fight. He is something. But didn't you say you fight like him?
I said that aggressiveness, yeah, that aggressiveness. No. The difference with Conley,
You know damn well you.
not
fight
the
like
difference
Steve
with
Rose.
Conley. Conley can't fight off the back foot. That's the difference
You
with
fight like
Conley.
Steve Rose, bro.
No. Difference with Conley, bro. He can't fight off the back foot. That's his problem. He never learned how.
He was doing a good job. What you mean?
No,
No,
the
I,
fuck
I
he
agree with
wasn't.
Ruger in the sense of he can fight off the back foot, but I do think it's Josh Taylor. Like Josh Taylor is one of my
Well,
favorite.
I feel like if Killa was like a boxer, I think Killa would be able to fight off the back foot very well. Isn't that right, Killa?
Whatever you say, G.
Yeah, and I also think he would use his head a lot because his foot.
I don't know if I was
He
that
had
used to head.
cornball, man.
Oh, no, no, no. I know a fighter that fight off the back foot. Well, no, no, no. Badu Jack be coming forward a lot now.
Did you say Badu Jack
Yeah,
fight
Badu
off the
Jack be
back foot?
headbutting the fuck out niggas.
Oh, I thought you said Badu Jack fight off the back foot. I was about to
He
say.
used to, but
No, he
since he moved
didn't.
up, he ain't.
You
He don't
No,
retarded.
he
really fight off the
didn't,
back
bro.
foot
No,
no
he
more.
didn't. James
I swear to
DeGale
God, he
fight off the
used
back
to.
foot. James DeGale, that's the back foot
The
fighter.
girl don't be using his head though.
No, but you said fight off the back foot.
I'm saying fighters that use their head and fight off the back foot. I'm trying to think
All
of
right,
fighters.
so look, next subject. I mean, well, one more thing I wanted to ask about this boxing is what do you guys feel about if you're a fan of a fighter, should you follow this fighter inside and outside of the ring? Or do you think fans just really care about what these guys do outside of the ring? Or
But
inside of
that's
the
for
ring,
all
sorry.
sports. If you're a fan of anything, like, do you follow like outside? Like when we talk about the NBA, do you follow what the fighters do in their personal life? I mean the players do in a personal life? Like, oh, you're not a fan if you didn't know LeBron James is waiting for this team, and you're not a fan if you don't follow the GMs and shit like that. Are you not a fan if you don't know what Al Heyman is thinking? Like, what the fuck? Like, what makes somebody a fan?
Yeah, like I.
Yeah, Yeah, I want to hear
Well,
Killer's opinion on that, man.
well,
Like,
in
what
my
man?
opinion,
Because
I
hold on, Killer. Let me finish the question. Because Killer is a fan. Like, he's a football fan and he loves Lamar Jackson. Or really, he loves the Ravens. So, what makes you a fan? See, so Killer is what you call a fan because he knows everything about his team. You know what I mean? He knows what underwear Lamar Jackson's about to wear, his jock strap, all
Chill
that
out,
good
bro.
stuff.
Chill out.
Why? Like,
so
why?
the
Why?
coonery
Well,
is
well, no, it's not that. You talking about chill out, Malky. I tell you what
right.
you a fan
Right. See,
of. You host the
I bet,
skates.
I bet you knew what.
I charity boxer.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that is definitely
I bet you
cool.
knew what underwear Twin was wearing, but you got to consult with
All
Louisiana.
right, don't even do that, bro. Don't you dare put my twin in this, you cocksucker.
I ain't gonna lie, I rock with Louisiana. That's Corrales, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's good. All right, so look, I'm gonna
All
show
right,
twin
Chico,
this thing.
continue.
So yeah, go ahead, Chief, man. We got sidetracked. Sorry.
No,
We
but
can get
man,
sidetracked. I get
I think there's different types of fans, man. You know what I mean? You got your casual fans that they're just a fan of the sport. They don't really pay full or close attention to the inside info. But you got fans like me. Not only am I a fan of the Ravens, I know the Ravens inside and out better than any team in the NFL, obviously. But I follow the whole NFL, so
Right.
yeah, like I follow the GMs, the coaches, uh, yeah, the whole 9 yards, man. So yeah, I mean, just
So
depends
Ruga,
on what type of fan you are, what you're interested
right,
in.
right. So Ruga, what is your question really entails? Like, what are you asking? What makes you a good fan?
Not what makes you a
Didn't
good
you ask
fan.
the
What makes
question?
you a fan? Like
Well,
No,
cause
because
you
I
know
don't
I
condone
feel
no,
like
any.
look, just think about it like this though, Ruga.
I feel
Like
like
a
a
lot of
hold on
people
hold
might
on.
like basketball, but and they might like Tatum, they might like the way Tatum plays, but they might not be they might just like watching him. They might not care what type of person he is or care, to follow
Yeah,
him dancing with the stars or stuff like you know what I mean?
I feel
That
like
doesn't mean
that's
they're not a
die
fan.
hard. I think there's three levels. There's the die hard fans, then there's the fans, then there's the casual fans. Like a casual fan, they might not know. Like I might not know what players is on the court. I might not know all them players, but I might
Right.
like the Golden State Warrior fans. Most of them is casual fans. They like watching the Golden State Warriors play. They like the way they play, so they tune in every once in a while. They don't really follow it. They don't know the fifth person that's on the court. They know Draymond Green, Curry, and Klay Thompson. They don't know nobody else.
And
That's a
Jordan Poole.
casual fan. They don't know Jordan Poole. They know Andrew
Yeah, I
Wiggins.
was about to
They know Jordan Poole. They do
They
know
don't know
Jordan
that
Poole.
nigga, but they don't.
They know Jordan Poole.
The casual
Apart from
fan
us,
don't.
people don't verbalize Jordan.
We
Then
do
there's the
verbalize them.
fans. The fans would know like most of the key players, and then if they watch individual sports like boxing, they'll know like people in that weight class, or they might know the top dudes in every weight class, but that's about it. Kind of like Killa is to like boxing. Like he might know like the top 10 in certain weight class, top five in certain weight classes. Like for Killer, he knows like the Deontay Wilders, the AJs, the Tyson Furies, the Dylan Whites. He, but I'm pretty sure Killer. Do you know who Frank Sanchez is?
no, see,
See,
yeah.
that's more of a diehard, and that's how I break it down. Go ahead, Malky. How would you define it?
What was the question? Because it sounded like the question was asked in three different ways.
What makes you a fan?
Um, like just if you support somebody, like you don't even have to, you know what I'm saying? Like you can just be a supporter. Of course, there's layers of the support, but if it comes to a individual, like that's like if a person a LeBron fan and they don't particularly like the Lakers, like they not casual fans. They just like, I mean, well, technically they would be casual, but you don't have to learn about everything to be a legitimate fan. You can still be a LeBron fan without having to be a Laker fan.
Yeah, so it's more to it. Probably we'll talk about it maybe some other time, but
Mhm.
yeah, we could really go in depth on this topic at another time, maybe another video. That way, it could be more prepared. We could come up with more ideas about it and really break it down. But let's talk about other sports because we don't really talk about football and basketball, which is Killer's
Well,
topic.
well,
That's Killer's
well.
like diehard topic. So
Yeah.
go
So,
ahead,
so,
let's talk
so
about.
let's. I have a really, really big and controversial topic to talk about, and my issue that I have with the goats, because you have a lot of goats in this world and you have a lot of goofs, Malky, in this world. And
But you said
it's
Malcolm.
like
You
and
know,
wait, what are you talking about? I didn't say Malky. What are you talking about?
oh, you didn't. So I'm
No,
just
I,
saying
I do
stuff.
not. I do not confirm or deny those allegations.
Yeah, all right.
Uh,
All
so
right, man.
so so I feel like my thing is like you have goats that accomplished so much that made them goats, but I feel like goats of a different generation or different era, you can't really say anything bad about these goats, or a player or an athlete can't surpass that goat. For example, John Morant. My whole thing is John Morant versus Allen Iverson.
Come on, bro.
Now, I do think that John Morant, I do think that Allen Iverson is one of the greatest of all times, and I love AI, correct? But I feel like a lot of his moments are subpar with his crossovers and stuff. I see Kyrie and them do that all the time. You know what I mean? John Morant, I feel like it's more of a eye catching, eye candy, eye catching type of a style to watch. Now, back in those days, Allen Iverson was that eye catcher. He was that. He had so many oh my god moments. John Morant has surpassed him because he can kill you in a crossover. He can kill you dunking on you. He can do some unreal shit. So my whole thing is just like these goats. You can't say nothing bad about these goats, man. Because I just feel like if Jordan was in this era, like Giannis will fuck him up, dunk
Oh
on
my
him, and
God.
do all this other shit. All right, get your lips in your forehead, Jordan.
Yeah,
Do you realize?
as
Do
we
you
were just
realize that Jordan
talking
would
about
average 50
casual.
points in this league?
He would not average no 50 points in this
You
league.
can't fucking touch him in this weak ass league.
Oh
You
my
can't touch
Goran
god,
Jordan.
Dragic,
bro.
bro,
You
Duncan
can't like
Robinson
just think
averaged
about that for a
15 points
second.
in this
You
league.
cannot touch Jordan, bruh. Like every time he
What
drops,
makes you
it's
think he
gonna be
can
a foul.
average? He would average what these guys average. I think he would average 30 something points a game. Yeah, just like Luca and all these other guys.
No,
Luka
no.
doesn't average 30 anything a game. Number one. Number
Yes, he
two,
does. He averaged 28 points. He
yeah,
averaged around
yeah,
30
KD
points.
averaged around 30. We seen
yeah.
KD
Well,
do it.
not no well. First of all, if you want to be technical, nobody averages 30 points a game in the
Well,
Kobe
NBA.
yeah, they
Kobe
do.
Bryant averaged
Joel
36 points per
Embiid, bro.
game.
I ain't
Joel
gonna.
Embiid, his average isn't 30 points. His average is
Kobe
29.4.
averaged 36 per game.
Well, that's
Yeah,
because
Almost
Jordan
as
that's
and
because
LeBron
they
back
were
average.
in
then.
a
Hold
that's because
on,
they was
hold
in
on.
an
And then
era where niggas didn't pass the ball.
no,
What
that's
you
in the no, that's
era?
in the
That's
era
in the
where
era
niggas
where
Pass
they
the
play
played
ball,
defense.
defense.
Kobe.
They had
That's in the
hand check defense. You can actually defend people. You know.
You can
yeah. You
defend
can
people
actually play
now.
defense. I'm
No, you
saying,
can't.
bro,
These niggas
John
don't
Moran
play defense.
wouldn't be doing all of this shit against
Yes,
the
he
bad
would.
boy Pistons of the world.
Yes,
The
he would. He
goddamn
would have
the
dunked on Bill
Celtics.
Lambier.
The goddamn bro, he
Bro,
wouldn't
you
even be
sound
doing all of this
delusional
shit
as a
against the
bug.
Pistons with Tayshaun Prince and Rip Hamilton.
Yes, he would have. I'm
Nigga,
sorry to
Ben
say, but
Jordan
Wallace,
you
had
didn't
the
think that.
game.
Ben and Rasheed
All right,
Wallace
hold
would
on,
fuck his
Malky. Let,
ass up.
let, let go ahead and let Killer finish.
All right, shut up. Don't interrupt me.
No, cause Killer talking and you just keep going on and on. Like, calm
No,
down.
come on, come on,
Like,
come on. Let
like,
Killers.
but like,
Don't
like
tell me what
Nike
to do,
said,
bro.
man. Like,
I
you got
tell
to
you what to
remember,
do. You string me.
Jordan and these guys
I
averaged
will
over
tell you
30
about
points a
stuff
game
twice. That's
in
why.
an era where teams on average scored between 85 to 93, 95 points a night.
I
Like
get that.
you didn't have teams dropping 110, 120. That shit was unheard of, bro.
Well, that's because
And
youngins now is shooting 3-pointers. A lot more threes than that they even attempted back in those days.
now I give you that. But even with that, if people tried to do that, they wouldn't be successful because, like again, man, you can hand check, you can play defense, you can bump. You know what I mean? Like you can get physical out here. But
Right.
nowadays,
I agree.
look,
I
man,
agree
you
with
might
that.
get a foul call for having goddamn bad breath. Like the shit's embarrassing, man. Like
I like. Did you expect us to laugh at that?
no,
That was that
I
was
mean,
the
it's not
corniest
funny.
shit
That's
I've
not it's
ever
not funny at
fucking
all. That's how
seen.
bad it is. So
I
I mean,
agree.
and it's the same thing for football. Like they want that the game has been changed. It's evolved to where they want the offense to score 1,000 points a game. They don't want to see defense.
Well, that's because it's more exciting to the fans to watch youngins just like jack up threes and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? I get it. Like I definitely get it. I get that. But I think from a fan standpoint, it's more exciting. I think the NBA is much more exciting now than it was back then because a lot of people back then praised dunks. Guys
Man,
not dunking on
I
you
don't
and praise
because
this and that. Now
you don't
people
see the
praise
Stone
three
Cold
pointers.
killers like Kobe and Jordan no more.
You got
Like
Giannis. Giannis would have
like
fucked both of them up. What you
yeah,
mean?
but he ain't no just Stone Cold just killer.
You tripping?
Like, bro,
Giannis
we
would have
ain't, bro.
fucked Jordan up.
Who have we ever seen kill like Jordan and Kobe?
Nobody.
Giannis,
No, no.
Giannis, bro, Giannis is the dude that literally give me the ball and I'ma dunk it.
And look, and so
And
you
Beeb
answer
is
me
another
this.
one.
So you answer me this. Why in this weak ass league where they
League is
score
trash.
more than back then, he averages less in this league than Jordan and Kobe did back in that era.
Because okay, that's a very good question, Kellen, and I would love to elaborate on that. So the reason why is because you have. Wait, can you repeat the question?
All right, let
Okay,
me speak on
so
it because
you're
hold on,
done.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me answer that
Nah,
question.
seriously, I forgot
The
because I
reason
forgot what the
why
question was.
Giannis doesn't score as much as Jordan and Kobe, one, he doesn't attempt as many shots as them per game. Plus, all his shots are underneath the rim. So pretty much when he gets fouled, they just wrap him up. So he's not gonna get no and one. It's really hard for Giannis to get an and one unless like he feeling it that night. And we know Giannis is not a solid free throw shooter. So
But
he's
see,
not
but
gonna
Well,
get
wait,
he's
wait,
not
hold
gonna
on, no,
get you.
Ruger.
No,
Another
no,
thing
no,
I
no,
wanted
no.
to touch
Let
on.
me
Okay, go
finish. Let
ahead.
me
Sorry,
finish.
sorry.
He's not gonna hit
He ain't finished.
70% of his free throws. So
Shut your mouth,
that's
Malky.
about 5 to 8 points he's gonna be missing per game. So that's
Well,
why he's
well,
not
hold on, but
averaging as
put
much as
this in
Kobe and
perspective
Jordan.
to answer Killer's question. You also have to remember in the NBA now you have basically everybody on the court can score. Can score. You know what I mean? They elevated the game where guys can just score at will. You got Sadiq Bey yesterday just dropped 50 something points, and this is his fifth time. This is his fifth time scoring that in this season. So like or sixth time, one of those. So you know you got a lot of dudes just can score. So I feel like they're sharing the wealth. Back then
Hold
it was
on,
only
somebody named
Kobe.
Killer
It
just
was
joined.
it was Kobe and Shaq. You know what
Hold
I
on, hold
mean?
on. Let me see what he
Hold on,
says.
hold on. Let me stop you there,
Literally just
because
Kobe
man,
and
we not
Shaq.
no, it wasn't just Kobe and Shaq. When you had Derek
That was
Fisher,
scoring.
Hey,
Those were the
you
main
had Clark
scorers.
Robert
Niggas wasn't
Ory,
giving Devin George the ball.
you had another, Devin George didn't even start. So stop.
But you didn't
You had Rick
like Derek
Fox.
Fisher was only taking like four or five shots.
So what about Rick
That
Fox?
Rick Fox was only
okay.
taking like 5-6 shots. Like
Oh,
they their role was to when Kobe gives you the ball, you score. Okay, but he wasn't
That's
giving you the
cap because
ball. He
Kobe
wasn't
wasn't
giving you
even
the ball a lot of times. He wasn't giving you the ball a lot of times. He was gonna take 25 to 30 shots, Kobe, not Rick Fox.
that first championship they won. Kobe was just arriving. He wasn't like the Kobe Kobe.
But it was
Kobe was
Shaq
coming
that was
off the
there.
bench.
It was
Eddie
Shaq,
Jones
Kobe and
was
Shaq.
starting.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
Eddie Jones was putting up his points. But what I'm saying is, those are
Didn't
three
even mention
players
Eddie
we're
Jones.
naming. What about all the other guys? The
But you
the
wasn't
the
even naming
Slava
Eddie Jones.
Medvedenkos and all these guys. So at the end of the day, but Eddie Jones was a star. He was a star. So
Nah,
those
he
are
wasn't.
the star. The stars are the one that's doing the most of the shooting of the ball.
You meant an
Nowadays,
all
these guys
star?
don't have to. Like
Because they no
DeRozan
defense
just
been played.
today. DeRozan today didn't even take a lot of shots. He only took like 14 shots or 13 shots today. But you got his whole team, and he's the star of the Bulls, and his whole team took more shots than him. If Kobe White is taking more shots than you, that's just what it is because you can score. You feeling it. That wasn't happening back then. So that answers your
I
question,
don't like to
Killer.
just focus on one stat because it's just
So how you
They're
lie?
not
Prince
going
is
against
kind of right
defenders
in
like
the
Steve
fact
Rose.
they manage the offense more balanced throughout all the positions and players as opposed to the 1-2 punch is something of old. That shit kind of died out in the early 2000s. That 1-2 punch with the Detroit Pistons, they pretty much shut that shit down, and then it moved on to the triangle or the a three-way a motion offense, kind of like the Spurs with Tony
I
Parker
mean,
and
but I
Ginobili.
beg to differ on that, man, because you had a lot of teams back in the day that had a fucking squad, huh? So
But the successful ones were really just 1-2 punches.
I mean, okay, but it's, I mean, in a way, it's still the same thing. Today, you got
Nah, 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 nah.
all of the best team. You got the best two players, and then everybody else are role players.
But they're not running that one
Like
two
okay, like
punch though.
Milwaukee. Like when you see the Milwaukee Bucks today, the main two niggas is gonna be Giannis
Middleton.
and Chris Middleton.
Drew
Everybody,
Holiday.
everybody
But
else, it's not a lock that they gonna get out here and score
but
15 to 20 points a game.
Drew
there's
Holiday.
certain but in certain they find
Drew Holiday is
mismatches
not a lock
nowadays.
to score
Drew
15
Holiday
to
is a
20
lock.
points
He's
a
more of
game.
a lock than Chris
Well,
Middleton.
no. The thing is,
See,
they'll
okay.
find a mismatch with. They'll try and get a mismatch with Brooke Lopez throughout the years. That was they go to. If Brooke Lopez got a small guy on him, they'll dip it off to him. If they put a big guy
Yeah.
on him, they take Brooke
And
Lopez
Killer went
out
over here and
and
said
have
Brooke
Giannis
Lopez
drop.
was trash.
Bruh.
That's what
So,
you said.
man, we're
Brooke
not
Lopez
getting
was
off
ass.
topic. The point is, there's no excuse for Giannis not averaging at least what Kobe and Jordan was averaging
We
in an
just
era
told
when
you.
we
Yeah,
played
we just told
defense.
fam, we just
Man,
told
there's
you
no,
why.
He's not
no.
putting up the shot attempts. Now
It's not
LeBron,
even
we've
the
seen
shot
LeBron
attempts.
average 30
All these
before.
guys, Kobe wasn't averaging like he wasn't getting assists like that. He averaged like 2, 3 assists. Like in the beginning, then later on, Kobe started to
But
like
that's
dish the
it's
ball, but the
also a
game was
different
evolving.
position. I don't
Like,
look
come
for
on, man.
Giannis to
Like, man,
The
score.
Kobe
game
was
was the
always, yeah, okay.
The game was
Wait,
evolving then, but like Giannis and them not gonna get that because of the fact that they got so many other guys that can score. Now
it's a play
we got
style. Now, if
Lopez,
you
we
like
got
the Kobe
Middleton,
play
we
style,
got
then you go look at
we got Drew
Man,
KD.
no,
Lopez.
Lopez is not. I ain't gonna lie. Okay,
Lopez does score. He shoots a
this
lot of
nigga.
shots.
He'll
He shoots a
post
lot
up
of shots,
sometimes.
and you got
I'm
Bobby
saying,
Portis.
bro,
You
if
got
you hold
youngins that
on,
can score.
man, Lopez is not shooting any more. He's not shooting any more shots today than in comparison to a fucking Tony Kukoc back in the day.
Yes, he was. Yes, he
No,
is.
he's not. No, he wasn't.
Lopez is
Dog,
taking
he is a
17 to
fucking
19
role
shots.
player, man.
He's
He is
taking
a role. He
17
is
to
a role
19
player. They
shots.
do
Are you
not
kidding me?
design plays for this man.
Yes, they do. He's
But
taking 17 to 19 shots a game, maybe even more.
we ain't taking no damn 17 to 19 shots a
Lopez
game.
is stretching shit. What you mean?
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, okay. He ain't
Yeah,
taking no
okay,
damn
that.
17 to
He's
19
stretching
shots a
shit. He
game.
is. He
He ain't
is.
taking no damn.
He's take. I
Okay,
tell you what. I tell you what. He's not taking less than 12. So 12 and above
you know what?
each game. 12 and above.
Let's look at it. Let's look it up.
He just played. That he did
On
like
my,
he just had his first game. You can't look it up.
I can look it up. I can tell.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah. Go
hold
look up
on.
his
I can
last
look it
season.
up.
Go look up his
I
last
can. I
season.
can look up his whole
Matter of fact,
career right now.
yeah. So go ahead and do that then, and get salty. What else we got? Ruger and like I said, John Moran is coded in AI, and that's facts.
I'm not even going to
Well,
contest that. We can
Yeah,
move
yeah.
just
on.
go
Don't you
ahead,
can't.
keep
That's how
speaking on
ridiculous that
NBA
is.
and
Like this man don't
NFL.
even have the full body of work, and you sitting here
Not
talking
yet.
about
He
he's better
doesn't.
than one of
He
the
doesn't
goats.
have. No, he doesn't have the full body of work
Okay,
yet.
so let
But
him
you can
put
see
in
it
the full
coming.
body of work though.
You
Like
can
you
see
don't
it.
know what the fuck
He
is gonna
has
happen.
colder
He might
moments,
deteriorate
but
in the next year or two.
and that's true. But he has colder
You see, I'm
moments. He has
come
colder
on,
moments
how
than
long you
AI,
been
and
in
he's
the
only
league
been in
and
the
he
league
just
for
now
4 years.
reaching this box office status?
He has colder moments than AI, and he's only been in the league way less, significantly less than AI. Not saying AI don't have cold moments, but John Morant has jaw dropping moments. So where it's like, how did he do that? You can't tell me AI stepping over fucking Tyronn Lue is a how did he do that moment. Like, who cares? If I was Tyronn Lue, I would have whooped his ass. He wouldn't do. He did that because the nigga light skin. You would do that to. You wouldn't do that to who's the dude that pieced up Kobe? Allen Houston. Oh no, that was Tony Childs. Whatever his name is. Yeah, you wouldn't do that shit to Chris Childs. So you pick and choose because he light skinned. Just like people used to sock out what's the tall dude, Bradley? Sean Bradley. Everybody socked out Sean Bradley. Why they ain't do that to Shaq? Charles Barkley, didn't he sock out Sean Bradley? Why he ain't sock out Shaq? Didn't he get the ball thrown at his head? He did throw the ball at Shaq's head though. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, Charles Barkley, man, that guy was he was a champ. He was a champ. Malky, you got anything you want to say?
Hold on.
Oh, now
Go
he
Um,
ahead.
not really. I just think this era of basketball, they defensively poor, and while it is good offensive players, I don't think that the scoring is a byproduct of it being elite level scoring. Like they limited what you could do on defense in this era,
But
and it's like I
okay,
just can't envision guys like Luca like going against the Chicago Bulls when you got Scottie Pippen literally picking you up on defense on the inbound, him
right
having to
now
pick up
guarding
that
you
big
94
person
feet.
who's physically stronger, and then you got guys like Jordan and them switching. With that slow of a game, I just can't see how Harden or Luka would be as efficient in the 90s when it's more defensive, and they're not going to give you the foul. These guys drive to the basket, it's a foul. They wouldn't even call him foul. Jordan had to gain 25 pounds just to prepare for the bad boys business to absorb the punishment.
I mean, yeah,
That's just my take on it.
right.
But I love this era of players. It's just I don't like the lack of beat.
Oh, hey, so
I
can I?
agree.
So can I touch on Brooke Lopez real quick? Because
No,
I got these.
Eh,
No, no, hold on.
could
Because I
we?
got
Nah,
these
could
stats
we?
up. I got
Can
these.
we?
I got
We
these
finished.
field goal attempts up, and I really
No,
want to get this out because I want to
Can
expose.
we
okay, go
finish
ahead.
it?
Go ahead. We don't have
Now we
much
finished
time
it.
because
We did finish it. We finished it. We got to talk about. Now we have to
All right,
talk
let him get his
about
stuff
the
off.
nah,
them
go
slaughtering
ahead, Killer.
the
Because
baby
after
lambs in
he's done with
Norway.
that, after he's done with that, we're gonna have one more thing because I got a family emergency, so I gotta go pick up my little brother.
Okay.
Go ahead, Killer.
Don't go ahead, Killer. All right. Well, he lost his opportunity. So next topic, Ruger. Is there anything else you would like to discuss?
No, no, no. Let him speak and just talk. Go ahead, talk about what y'all want to
No,
talk about in the
no,
NFL.
we all good, man. We all good.
Yeah, we all good.
'Cause we see how
You
Prince
heard
does
the man.
when he senses he's about to lose a debate. So it's all
You
good. Man.
you
Look,
heard the man.
he's about to
Move
get
on.
delayed, cooked, hibachi all over the place. So
Nah,
it's
yeah. Go
all good.
ahead. Go ahead. Push the button, Ruger. Go ahead. Push the
Uh,
goddamn button.
no, no, no. All right, everybody. It was good. It was good stuff. Good chat. It was pretty short. Just cut it short today. We all had stuff to do. That's why we came on pretty late. And then I just got some pretty bad news, so I gotta go handle this. Gotta go do some family shit, man.
I got you, bro.
So
Well, good luck to you, Ruger. Thanks for whoever tuned
I hope
in,
all is well,
and
G.
until next time.
yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to the Ghost and Goof show. We all know who the Goof was, and he goes by the name of Chief Killer. And until next time, guys.
Brooke
Ta
Lopez shoots
ta.
17 to 19 shots. And
Man,
John
he
Moran
don't
is,
shit.
is better than AI, but I'm the goof.
He is the Goof. All right, hold on. How we? Wait, he didn't even.